So why a hacker hacks? There can be several different reasons why, and they can range from the very innocent all the way up to extremely, dare I say, evil. Typically what we find as far as the reasons why hackers hack, most of the time it's a hobby. I'm kind of curious. Or wow, I didn't know I could do that. I want to try that. In fact, this is a picture of my Raspberry Pi. I just got version 2. And I'm going to hack the bejeebus out of this thing just so I can see what I can do. One of my goals I have is I'm going to try to attach it to the back of my monitor and turn my kids' workstation into a dumb terminal and have them hook into a terminal session running on the back end so I don't have to worry about supplying all these CPU and memory resources just for them to play a game. And with my little kid, it's usually just a flash game on Nickelodeon or PBS. So again, typically it's just trying to figure out what's going on with a particular device. And as I mentioned before, I mean, whenever I get a Android device, whether it's a tablet or a phone, back in the old days when I was on the Apple bandwagon, I jailbroke my iPhone. To this day, I still root my Android devices. Maybe it's just part of my thought process, being in the industry that I'm in, but I'm always looking at what else can I do? How can I push the envelope here? Another reason why a hacker hacks is probably one of the most common is illegal activities. They're trying to get personal gain, whether it's, well, I shouldn't say just personal gain. It could be gain for an organization. We typically, when we look at hackers and the illegal activities that go on, there's a lot of organized crime behind it, especially when it comes to other countries. So whether I'm trying to steal money, steal customer data, which allows me to then steal identities, change public records, which throws a flashback into my brain. Anybody remember the movie War Games? In the movie, Matthew Broderick goes through and changes his grade in school. Well, back in the time when that movie came out, there were no laws against hacking. You still might get in trouble, but there was no legal ramification. Nowadays, doing something like that could actually get you in trouble with multiple offenses because one, we talked about using a computer to commit a crime and a computer being the target of that crime. Two separate instances that take place. Now, another reason why a hacker hacks is for malicious intent. Malicious intent is typically categorized in two different forms, either by internal use or internal employees, where I'm out of here, I'm going to go start my own company up, I can do this business better, so I'm going to take the database, or I hate XYZ company, I hate Microsoft, I hate Linux, I hate Apple, I hate a particular government, I hate a particular government organization. The malicious intent is typically a emotional response, or there's some type of emotion involved with a malicious intent. Because the man's always keeping me down. Also, gaining knowledge. Gaining knowledge, this should be the reason why you hack. You're trying to gain knowledge so you understand. Granted, it may start off as a hobby, but your main goal should be to get as much information about different hacks, different vulnerabilities, so that you can help protect network infrastructures and protect resources. And as I mentioned before as well, gaining knowledge is not just reading about the information. We've got to practice. Practice, practice, practice. We talked about that in building up our lab that we can hack safely module. Practice builds knowledge. Knowledge builds confidence. Think about that. If you are extremely comfortable with different types of tools, different types of theory, different types of tactics, this is going to end up helping you, whether you're contracted to do a pen test, or better yet, it should help you in saying, yeah, I know for a fact that this particular attack will or will not work in your environment because I've tested that. And if you remember your code of conduct with EC Council, if you come across something new, you need to share that knowledge with other security professionals.